Outriders is a third-person shooter RPG published by Square Enix and developed by People Can Fly, a studio based out of Poland, known for games like Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment. The game was teased through social media and first announced at E3 2019 through a short trailer that didn't really show gameplay or talk much about the story, but it was initially slated for a summer of 2020 release. After E3, the game went quiet until new trailers, along with videos from a few media spots and a few YouTubers that had been flown out to Poland for a hands-on experience, went live in February of 2020, with a new release window set for holiday of the same year. This new release date is most likely in order to coincide with Microsoft and Sony's new generation hardware release of the PS5 and Xbox Series X. For this reason, I believe that Outriders will most likely be a cross-gen title. Now, personally, I typically prefer the fantasy RPGs like Skyrim or The Witcher, and even more often lean into Japanese role-playing games like Persona or Final Fantasy. And a year that boasts Persona 5 Royal, Final Fantasy 7 remakes, Tales of Arise, Trials of Mana, and hopefully even Ys 9, all games that I am incredibly excited about, Outriders is still among my most anticipated games of the year. In order to understand my excitement, considering my usual gaming preferences, we have to go back a decade to 2010. Mass Effect 2 cemented itself as one of my favorite games of all time, with its intriguing story, substantial lore, interesting characters, witty dialogue, and an incredibly fun, intuitive battle system. When I started up this game, I was blown away. I had never seen anything like it. After the first Mass Effect, I was hoping and believing that it would be a good game, but never thought that it would make me care so much about each character, wanting to not only pursue all the character side quests, but it made me feel like these were actually my friends. My alien friends. Yeah. Now, what about that gameplay? Holy cow. The action had improved and evolved so much from the first title that it had me engaged to a point where I would continue playing long after I finished everything in the game. I enjoyed spending time to get to know my crew, do their side missions, and dig into the story and lore. But even more than that combat. The combat was on another level. Third-person shooting was slick, weaving cover mechanics with force-like powers and team strategies that had me hooked. I loved it. Progression was simple, but made it feel important and gave weight to the decisions being made. Since I finished Mass Effect 2, and even considering that I actually enjoyed the third installment, while some others didn't, I have been looking for a game that would remind me of how I felt when I played Mass Effect 2. Now, I'm not saying that Outriders is going to be at that same level. It's way too early to tell. But I am saying that the initial trailers and the information given thus far give me hope that I might feel that sense of wonder, the same that I experienced at the turn of the decade in Mass Effect. Now, do I really think that Outriders is going to match my experience with Mass Effect 2? Probably not. But it still has me stoked to play it. Why?
We awoke from one nightmare into another. Not on our dying Earth, but somewhere much worse.
Good guy's a dead one. A good guy's the one that brings the fire. Good guy's a dead one. A good guy's the one that...
We came to Enoch as our last chance. A chance at a new home. But what we found didn't save humanity. It consumed it.
Outriders is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humans are trying to stay alive by restarting on a new planet. Landing on Enoch, a planet thought to be inhabitable, they found a strange signal. However, they also found what came to be called the Anomaly. The Outriders, a team that was supposed to scout and make sure the planet was safe, was put back in cryosleep, sort of like Fallout 4 or The Outer Worlds or even Futurama. While they were out cold, the rest of humanity tried to make a life and build a community on their own. Their technology was rendered useless by something on the planet, and so they were forced to make do with what they could find. But Enoch had more than they bargained for, and while humans changed, the beast of Enoch began to rise. In Outriders, you create your own customizable character and start as an Outrider just waking up from cryosleep. Enoch has changed, and so have you. The Anomaly seems to have changed the human body, giving you powers never thought possible. You pick from one of 4 classes, of which 3 are known right now: Trickster, Pyromancer, or Devastator. Tricksters manipulate time and space to get behind their enemies for dramatic sneak attacks. Pyromancers control direction to burn their enemies to cinders, and Devastators move energy through the ground, causing quakes of devastating power to obliterate their foes. Each class has their own unique set of powers and abilities, and as you progress, you will advance your character through skill trees and passive upgrades, providing intriguing customization that also leads to replayability. You also have upgradable weapons and armor that you customize through materials harvested during your journey. Use these to make yourself stronger and more able to take out those who oppose you. Outriders boasts a fluid combat system against both human and monster type enemies, allowing for innovative strategies and challenging bosses. Harvest parts to upgrade your weapons and armor, or even your vehicle. That's right, the game has a vehicle that is said to be fully customizable, pieced together from materials gathered around the planet Enoch, just like your weapons and armor. It is unclear how exactly this will all look and play out, but if they all use the same materials, it could lead to interesting choices and reasons for grinding. But we'll have to wait and see once we get the final product. Another element of Outriders is that while it can be played solo, it also features up to 3-player co-op. At least as of now, there is no local multiplayer, so only online co-op is supported. But I, at least, am hopeful that that's something they will add in before launch, but we'll have to wait and see. Another important aspect to note is that this game will not be an always online multiplayer. It's not like Destiny, or The Division, or Ghost Recon Breakpoint, or, well, you get the idea. This is an offline RPG that has a definitive beginning and a definitive ending. It does not go on forever, unlike those aforementioned games and many others in the current landscape. You don't have to be online to play it. Did I mention you can play offline? I'm not salty, you're salty! What? Somebody's throwing stuff.
Huh? What? I didn't do anything. Somebody's throwing stuff.
Anyway, third-person shooting, differentiating class powers, branching skill trees, customizable character, upgradable weapons and armor, offline story with a start and a finish. The game looks sick. I am definitely playing as a Trickster class to start because I love playing as a stealth hunter build. And the Trickster seems like that's about as close as I'm going to get in this game, and it looks awesome. I'm pretty stoked about it. I will be watching to see how the game progresses as we head towards launch, and it's still early right now in that build, but I cannot wait to see where people can fly take this new IP. It's too early to know, for sure, if Outriders will live up to my expectations. But I, for one, am certainly along for the ride. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you click the like button on the way out. Also, don't forget to subscribe with the bell notifications on so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Also, leave a comment down below. Let me know, are you excited for Outriders? And if not, what is a game you are excited for? Thanks for watching.